Blazor. What is Blazor? So everyone knows what is Blazor. So I'm gonna move all the time. How web development works is that you have a piece of code that is running in a hardware somewhere. So that's basically a server. That could be running Java, running Node, running Go, running PHP, running Net, running in your Raspberry Pi, running in your server, whatever. And then you have the browser. And the browser always has run any type of JavaScript framework, Angular, Vue, React, jQuery, only vanilla JavaScript. And like if you think about it, there has always been a disconnection. Of course, there are TypeScript if you want to have some strong type, and it's always been through the JavaScript runtime. It has always been this disconnection when you write on the server and when you write on the browser. And the good thing about that is that WebAssembly came to solve that. With WebAssembly, you have a binary code, the binary bytecode representation where you can compile to that binary bytecode, and all the browsers, all the modern browsers will be able to do it. So this is not only for C#, Python, all of those things you will be, if you are able C++, if you are able to compile it to that bytecode, you are able to run it. So with that one, Blazor come to be that platform that basically allows us .NET developers to have our complete .NET ecosystem, to not be dealing with JavaScript, to use our tools like Visual Studio, to use our Nugget, to use, so, and there is no security concern. We are in the same sandbox that JavaScript has. It's like web forms, but without the callback. So that doesn't mean that JavaScript is there. Of course, there is a lot of libraries in JavaScript. So we're going to be able to, from Blazor, call JavaScript and do it really efficiently. And this is the part that I want to talk about, the JavaScript Interop. If someone asks about the Silverlight, it's definitely not the same as Silverlight, because Silverlight failed because Flash failed. There was a lot of security concern. There was a plugin attached. And in this case, this is the 4 standard language together with a HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So we have two modes. Blazor server is the one that we care about. We have a signal connection, and this is what I will, and let's skip the WebAssembly. Any question that you guys will have with WebAssembly, let us know. But basically, the part about I want to mention in Blazor server is that this signal connection is really efficient. So basically, it's like events happening on the server and a UI update sent back to the browser. So why is that important? Because if you see this screen, you click a button and only the phone wave ball. So the processing happened on the server, only the phone wave ball happened, and you can see in the WebSocket connection that binary representation, and it's really small, 229 bytes. So with that one, you can say that Blazor server runs on the server. There is no need for WebAssembly, so it's more secure. So you can have all your connection string, all your secrets. Of course, you need the server and there is no offline support, but this is really the great thing about Blazor. Now, I don't gonna get into the performance. We can talk about the scalability. We can talk about, this is the picture that Microsoft provides. We also have a signal connection that when we scale big, we can use the signal service that actually even take processing out of our CPU. I want to talk about the part that makes Blazor great, not about the scalability part right now. First, reusable components. So we want to show how to create a component that you can reuse everywhere. So you can use it in several parts of your application. If you see here, everything is a component. The app is a component. The routing is a component. Everything inside there is a component. So you have a composition of components from parent to child. So you can basically have like your component in a Reusable library in a NuGet package and reuse it. And what I'm saying all of this is because I want you guys to know that when we start using all this custom integration in Blazor, we can use it in XAF, but we want to be able to use it in MAUI. We're going to be able to use it everywhere. And look at here, this is Blazor WebAssembly. The root component is a component, that is the app component. In Blazor server, you can check your host page, and there is a component that is type of app. So this all start making sense. It's like, I have this slide here that is like insertion, a dream inside a dream, but it's a component inside a component. So right here, you can see that you have the router component that basically goes and tell you where it is going to find the other pages, the other component, and if it doesn't find it, what it's going to do about it. So between WebAssembly and server, this is just the only difference is permission. So you in WebAssembly cannot access the file system or things like that. So here is what the interesting part. And what we're going to get to this when we actually are integrated the first component in XAF. So basically, we have JavaScript Interop as a first-class citizen. That means that we can invoke JavaScript function from .NET and .NET function from JavaScript. So basically, if we want to do that, the only thing that we have to do is add our file of JavaScript. And let's say that we put it on the host, it will be that Blazor Interop host. Then let's say that the JavaScript file is this show alert, and then we inject that JS runtime. And you will see like now, how can we inject those services so we can use it and just invoke async